Welcome. Today in my kitchen I will be preparing Nidi di Rondine, the winning recipes of my holiday contest. The second contest winner for Thanksgiving was Nidi di Rondine, which in American is bird's nest pasta. I have already prepared the dough with the flour and the eggs, and I've set it aside to rest for a little bit. Normally I do roll, and like I always said, I've always rolled with the rolling pin because I understand that not everyone can roll with a rolling pin. Today I will demonstrate how to use a pasta machine. I will begin with a cup of mozzarella cheese, shredded mozzarella, 1 cup of Parmesan grated, a cup of spinach fully cooked and chopped, 4 thick slices of boiled ham, a little bit of lemon rind, I would say about a teaspoon of lemon rind, grated lemon rind, salt and pepper to taste, a little dash of nutmeg for flavoring, and 1 egg. And we're going to mix that all together. Once it all comes together as so, you'll set that aside in the refrigerator until you need it. And it'll look like this. It's crumbly. It doesn't stick together. It would if you squeezed it, but you want it crumbly. That's fine. Now I'll place this in the refrigerator until I'm prepared with my dough. The next step is we're going to make a white cream bechamel sauce. It's going to consist of butter, 1 stick, a 1/2 cup of flour. You're going to use a 1/2 gallon of milk, but you're going to add milk gradually. So we're going to start out like this. And a little bit of salt for taste. You're going to mix this all. This is going to get nice and thick as it warms up. It will appear lumpy, but don't concern yourself with the lumps when it starts to thicken. They will go away. You just don't want to see flour lumps at this point. You want it nice and smooth. And my cream sauce is completely cooked. So what I'll do is I'll set it aside. It can stay on the stove, it's no problem. And at this point I'll come back to my dough and I'm going to start making my pasta. Like I told you, normally I would roll it out with the rolling pin, but today I would like to demonstrate with the machine for those of you that would find it hard to roll out with a rolling pin. This is hard for me because I never do it with the machine. But you want to keep a lot of flour on your board because in order to put dough through a pasta machine, you're going to want to have a lot of flour because when you get to the thinner numbers, it will break apart. I'm going to go to the second to the last number. I don't particularly care for the last number. It's too thin. I like to leave it a little bit thicker. So I'm already on number 3. So this will, 1 more number after this. See how nice that's coming out though? By using flour. And I also made my dough a little bit harder than I usually do when I roll it with a rolling pin. You can't have soft dough for a machine. And kind of, you know, guide it in. See how beautiful it looks? Get ready to use your arms because you're going to have to use your arms to guide the dough. One hand will roll, the other one will guide the dough. There you go. Beautiful. Then you lay it down on your board with a knife. Well, I have a pasta roller. I'm going to cut strips about, what is that, about 1.5 feet long. Then these will be placed into boiling water. They need to be cooked and then placed in cold water to stop the cooking process. And kind of pick them up and play with them under the water like this. They'll open up. And then you lay them out on a clean cloth, as so. And don't worry if your dough gets a little bit of cuts, normal. And then I pat them. Once your dough comes out of the cold water and you place it on a clean cloth and allow it to dry, it can stay here. Don't worry about it. You don't have to rush to get everything done. Just take one piece at a time, and I will be showing you in a few minutes how to put them together. Now my dough is dry and it's ready to add the filling. I removed my filling from the refrigerator. What I do is I sprinkle little bits all along the dough. Just make sure that you got all your dough covered. Scatter it, as so. Then you take your dough and you roll like a log, pressing some of the mixture into the roll, as so. And it'll look like this. Then you set it down. Continue rolling all your logs in the same process. Then you're going to want to slice these into about 1 inch thick wedge. I would call these a wedge. Am I making this look hard, folks? It's not. It's a piece of cake. It's just a little bit of time consuming in the kitchen, but it's all worth it in the end when you sit down and have your dinner and you serve your friends or your family. It's a wonderful dish and you'll enjoy it. Now I'm going to show you how to put them together in the tray. At this point, you're going to want to bring your cream balsamella sauce from the stove to your counter, and also your favorite sauce that you want to use to dress the Nidi di Rondine with. I used bolognese sauce. It's the meat sauce. You can use tomato sauce, you can use tomato basil, whatever is your favorite sauce. That's totally up to you. In our case, we like it with bolognese. So what you do is you put a little bit of sauce on the bottom of your tray. You spread it out like so. Then you take a little bit of balsamella, and with a spoon you're going to mix that into the bottom of your tray. Then you're going to pick up your wedges and you're going to place them on the sauce until you coat the whole bottom of the pan. Then what you'll do is you'll go back and you take a little bit of sauce, and you'll put a little bit of sauce on each one. You don't want to coat these like you do lasagna or cannelloni. These are just a little dab of sauce on each one will do it, because these are called bird's nests. So you want them, when they're cooked, to look like a bird's nest. Then with your cream balsamella, you'll do the same thing, a little bit on each one, and then just mix it around a little bit. And I like to put a little bit more cream on the sides. Keeps them moister. And that's it. Then you sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan on top. And then I'm going to place them in the oven, and I'm going to have you see how they look when they're all cooked. I'm going to cover them with a piece of foil, and they'll cook for about an hour, and then I'll uncover them and I'll let them cook another 15 minutes on 375 in the oven. My Nidi di Rondine are cooked and they look absolutely wonderful. I just wanted to remind all of you that I do it the old-fashioned way. There is a very simple way to do these also. If you feel like you're, oh my goodness, it's way too much work, it's not. You can always buy the lasagna pasta in the store. You boil it according to the package, and you do the same process with the filling as I did. You make the balsamella and you make your favorite sauce. You bake them, and they look like this. You sit at your table, you serve them to your family and friends, and trust me, you will not be sorry. This is an excellent dish. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. Bye. Thank you.